Welcome to the Alex Jones Show on this Tuesday, July 19th, 2016, second day of the RNC convention in Cleveland. Alex Jones will be joining us live from Cleveland. He'll be doing most of the show today. Before he gets on the line to do the show, I'm just looking at the headline news, and we've got, guess what? Yet another Muslim attack. Another day, another Muslim attack. While I was looking at this attack on the train, I kept saying to my wife, I said, well, you know, his name is Muhammad. And about a half hour or so ago, they released information, and it's Muhammad. Of course, he's a child. So I guess maybe really what he needs is a teddy bear. Maybe Glenn Beck can go there and give him a teddy bear, this young child who came here. It's just so amazing to me, and we're going to talk about that in detail when we come back. You know, it's not just that one, okay? It's not just another day, another attack, okay? We got the Axe attack, 18 people injured, some of them fighting for their lives. Who knows how horribly they've been maimed. Elsewhere in France, that was in Germany, elsewhere in France, we've got a mother and her 3 daughters stabbed by a man because he thought they were inappropriately dressed. Okay, guess what? He's going to be Muhammad too, okay? Then we got another one, okay? Third one here. This was another knife attack in Germany. This guy is, his name is, guess what? Muhammad. You know, it's kind of like that movie, remember American Carol? They began the movie, they're out in the desert, there's a bunch of Muslims in the hills about to attack another city, and some guy stands up and goes, Muhammad. And they all stand up, what? It's like either Muhammad or Ali or Muhammad Ali, which is this guy's name, Muhammad Ali Hussein. A bit of a lack of imagination in terms of names in that culture, evidently. What he tried to do, there was a group of about 50 immigrants surrounding a policewoman and a policeman. And in that mob, Muhammad Ali came out and stabbed the woman. But he's going to not be deported, and his punishment will be cut in half because they say he's young age, okay? He's claiming now that he was only 18, that he's 18, okay? When actually they know that he's 26 years old. But it's okay. You know, if you're Hillary Clinton or you're a Muslim, the facts are all relative. It's whatever you feel like. You know, if you want to be a man, you can be a man, even if you're a woman or vice versa. If you're feeling like you're 18, even though you're 26, you can be, 18 if you're an illegal immigrant. Not a problem. You know, it's just kind of, you can just transfer right out of those penalties. And, you know, it was just back in May 10, when I found this when I was looking for details on the Axe attack on the train. I'm looking for German train attack, and I find yet another one, a Munich knife attack. This happened in Germany. This was back on May the 10th. Yes, this is also an Allahu Akbar, okay, which I guess is really kind of Arabic for move on, there's nothing to see here. They're saying in this particular case that he suffered from psychiatric issues. Yeah, it's an insane religion. It truly is. He suffered from insane psychiatric issues. They also said he's a German citizen, now. So, again, don't blame it on Islam. Don't blame it on migrants. I think we need to stop calling it Stockholm Syndrome, and I think we need to start calling it the Merkel Syndrome, because that's really what's going on. Meanwhile, we've got CNN's Peter Bergen, as we pointed out over the weekend, blaming the truck attack by that Mohammed as European fascism. You know what? Let's be a little bit more accurate with this. More accurately, it's the rise of Muslim fascism in Europe, because that's why they were brought here. That's why all these young men, single men, were brought here by Angela Merkel and the elite. They wanted a clash of civilization. They've got it. We look at this other article from the Drudge Report on The Sun. Look at what they did, the way they reported this on British television. What they did was they had to report this Nice attack, the one with the truck. They put a woman in a hijab. And they said, really, would you have done that? You really want to avoid the fact that Muslims dominate women, don't you? That's what they did. Can you imagine if they'd done an Orthodox Jew to talk about Israeli issues?
Well, if you look to the left, if you look to the right, you see globalist-controlled political parties all over the world. And when you see people like Nigel Farage or Ron Paul or folks like Donald Trump, they are riding the populist wave of resistance smashing through the lies and disinformation and exposing just how controlled the system has gotten. Alex Jones here live, about 300 yards away from the main entrance of the RNC meeting 2016. And we're going to be here for the next 4 hours today. We've got our reporters, Wayne Madsen and Josh Owens, going back into the Lion's Den today. We also have Leanne McAdoo and, of course, Margaret Howe, also going to be on the street talking to some of the socialist and BLM radical groups that are George Soros funded on the street. We've got Joe Biggs and Richard Reeves out roving as well. We've got billboards driving around on big trucks. We have digital billboards, Hillary for prison. And magically, there's a radio station that just popped up on an open frequency, 94.5, that everybody's talking about and listening to. And we have big banner trucks telling folks about that. So we have InfoWars Radio cutting through the lies and disinformation. You know, as soon as I learned that Hillary was censoring our aircraft over this event via Obama and the FAA, which they've never done in any convention before, both at this convention and the one coming up next week in Philadelphia, magically some flyers got printed up for 94.5 underground RNC radio, 94.5 FM, and then magically Infowars.com transmissions are being sent out on it, and magically, what is it, 4,000 of these flyers got handed out on the streets here of Cleveland, just magically. And then magically, because you censored us, there's a GoFundMe account people are flooding with money that a separate national air campaign company's running to put Hillary for prison banners up all over the nation. And then magically, it was in hundreds of newspapers over the weekend, hundreds of TV stations, on ABC News nationally, CBS News nationally, CNN nationally, Fox News nationally. Folks I talked to in New York saw it. Old Ted Nugent gave me a call today. Actually, last night. We talked this morning again. He's going to be coming on the show in the next few days. That's how I get Ted Nugent on. Not through his website. It's a great crew. They're great people. They're all busy. I just kind of go, hey, Ted Nugent, we need you to come on the show. One time I said that about a year ago, and Ted called up that day. Yeah, I heard the show. I want to come on. So Ted Nugent, by the way, was not invited to speak at this. The RNC didn't want him. It's not Trump. It's the RNC. They're scared of him. He's too radical. He's effective because he tells the truth in the face of radical globalist attacks on our republic. They're the radicals. Our response meets and matches them. We're not the radicals defending what this country was founded on and what made us great. So Ted Nugent will be heard at the RNC either tomorrow or the next day. We're looking for the best slot because he's playing 300 shows a year. He's playing like 6 shows a week right now. He's in Florida. He just left Austin. And so that's all basically unfolding right now. So look for Ted Nugent here with us. Dinesh D'Souza, he's going to be on the show tomorrow. We have an interview Leanne McAdoo did with the filmmaker who's got the new film out that will bring down Hillary, way more hardcore than 2016, showing how they're organized crime and how the Clintons are an organized crime syndicate. And the point is, yes, you already know that, but now, after they made him a political prisoner, he's only doubled and tripled down. That's going to be coming out nationwide as well. And that interview is up on Infowars.com. Here, obviously, is the big news that we have for everybody. Another Religion of Peace event took place on a train in Germany where people got killed by an axe-wielding Afghan immigrant who wasn't happy with all the welfare and all the other goodies. And, of course, no mention of him being an Islamicist. You had to read deeply into the articles to even find out who he was. It was just some crazy guy with an axe, like some crazy guy with a truck, or some crazy people in San Bernardino, or crazy people at Fort Hood, or crazy people in Paris at the Eagles of Death concert, and crazy people, out shooting the cops. And, you had 5 cops dead. It was a big national deal. Now 3 are shot dead in Baton Rouge. It's kind of like just blown over. I mean, come on. The police need to reform themselves. And again, folks, the globalists have been federalizing our police. The globalists have been causing most of the problems we have. But regardless, this is our country, our police. It's not George Soros's business to go finance a bunch of communist radicals and others to push an agenda of killing police and then act like that's reform. It is outrageous sedition and destabilization against this country. Now, obviously, here's the other big news. The spin machine is going into overdrive. And yes, I have a problem with Mike Pence, the governor of Indiana, for his globalist trade deals. But he's a Christian, he's pro-gun, he's pro-life, staunch. He's 1,000 times better than Newt Gingrich. But here's the deal. He'll need Pence, who is a deal maker, to navigate the House and the Senate and to work with the governors. And he has been the head of the Governors Association and so many other things. It is not an issue compared to Hillary's crimes and her agenda to come after our basic liberties. And you see CNN, Fox News, all of them making a big deal out of Pence. They're trying to hype libertarians and conservatives into making this a big issue when the issue is, what does Trump do once he gets in? If he uses Pence as a mechanism to get things done, but get a populist Americana agenda done, that's great. And that's what Trump says he's doing with this. And he goes in there with his no-nonsense 60 Minutes interview, we'll play some clips of later, and, you know, basically says, okay, he voted for the Iraq war, he was given bad intelligence. The difference is Hillary's been involved in all the fake intelligence, and they spin that as hypocritical. No, this is who he's chosen. He didn't do the Iraq war. He was against the Iraq war. That's another reason I'm supporting Trump. So we're moving forward here, and this is a distraction from everything else that's happening. So I'm done talking about the Pence situation. If he gets into office and they go sideways, then it'll be an issue. Right now we're facing Hillary Rodham Clinton, the crime boss, who's coming after all of our liberties, all of our freedoms, and wants to sew this country up for the globalists. And if we don't stop her, that's our problem. Take Mrs. Trump, Melania. 17-minute speech, we're going to play parts of it. I get up this morning and I hear, oh my gosh, she plagiarized it. Oh my God, she's such a horrible woman. The left is out calling her horrible names, calling her all this horrible stuff. She said, these are basically my words put together with the speechwriters. I only read it once because they're my words. And then I went and I read the Michelle Obama so-called speech. This is like saying if Melania Trump at her wedding played, here comes the bride, done, you know, all dressed in white. This is the standard speech that you intro, that every person intros about my values and my parents brought me up to do this and this is what I stand for and it's why I love America. I don't know who first said this. It's been said for hundreds of years. This is the standard intro of a speech, and it's not even word for word. It's very different. But I've always talked about my family, my values, being brought up to believe in these things. Is that plagiarizing Mrs. Obama? I mean, this is like if you claimed that, I mean, Starbucks wants a copyright now for their new symbol to be a green circle. In fact, they've gone out and gotten, that as their trademark, a green circle, and they're claiming now they want the color green. Disney says they don't want you to be able to write the name Mickey Mouse in your own article because that word or that name is copyright. This is total red herring bull. But I'll tell you who's plagiarizing. Obama claims he's pro-America. Obama claimed he was a Christian. Obama claimed he was going to cut taxes. Obama claimed Obamacare was free. Obama claimed he wasn't coming after our guns. Obama claimed. When he's a foreign globalist operative here to destroy this country. So he's the imposter. He's the plagiarizer claiming he's an American. He's the plagiarizer claiming he's Americana. He's the plagiarer having his truth squads 8 years ago run around the country saying, we'll have you arrested if you lie about him and say he doesn't want to cut taxes. And if you say Obamacare isn't free, and if you say Obama isn't a Christian, I can play the Truth Squad news clips nationally and from Missouri and other states where they said, we will arrest you if you say he's a Muslim. Well, we all know now he is a radical jihadi. We now know he's financed it worldwide. So Obama is the plagiarer. He's the imposter. He's the counterfeit. He's the fraud. He's the phony $3 bill. He's the piece of trash. But I actually have screenshots of it. And I'm going to go over some of this coming up where I have screenshots of Melania's speech, and then I have screenshots of her supposed speech, and they are vastly different, but it's all the same thing about my values and my parents and why I love America. And I mean, it's just like Schwarzenegger's speech in 2004 at the RNC that I watched from 50 feet away. And I thought, oh my gosh, the same old speech everybody gives. I mean, is this a tired speech? Is this a speech everybody gives? Yeah, but it's kind of true, you see. I mean, that's really what your roots are about. So it's like saying, you know, if she gave the Star-Spangled Banner a salute, or if she did the salute of the flag and the national anthem or something, people said, oh, she plagiarized. No, she's stating the common Americana theme. She's quoting what we are, who we are. And so you could see it as dry and old. You could see it as said over and over again. You could even say it's plagiarized.